Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in our Freeways series. This is now episode number 4. If you're enjoying the series, hit the like button down below. It helps out here on YouTube. Thank you in advance for doing that, and I'm not going to waffle on about it for too long. Let's jump straight into this. I have got a big tip to show you, okay? I've known about this before, but some of you have made me very aware now. If we hover over these signs, it will give us arrows showing where the traffic goes. The size of these arrows is actually important. It's telling you how much traffic is going to flow to that location. Now what I want to do is use this to try and make a better road system, okay? So if we have a lot of traffic going from here to there, then a straight road that allow the traffic to go through would surely be nice and efficient. So we are actually going to start off by doing exactly that. Now the traffic here wants to flow across back to the other side, and it wants to go up as well. So we're going to try and make some nice straight roads here. The other place it wants to go to is just over here. Very good. So where does this one want to go? It likes to go to green and red. Since red is right next door, let's just drag this down like so, and we've got a nice connection right there. So what does green want to do? It wants to go to yellow. This one might be a little bit tricky to make look smooth and have the cars going through it nice and smooth. There we go. And then yellow mostly wants to go to purple. Now at this point I think we'll refrain from giving it an independent road, as what I'm going to do next may or may not be obvious, and also I have no idea how to start this. I think we're literally going to start with this one right here, okay? So that's going to come up, we're going to go out a little bit, and then we're going to create a roundabout. And I really hope this works out. Right. That is a big old elevated roundabout, and what we're going to do is create connections from all the road onto this roundabout. So we could have just that system alone, right? Everything plugging into one roundabout, but we've given the main sources of traffic their own sort of priority lanes to get to stuff. So I'm going to add all these connections. It's going to take me a moment, and then hopefully that'll work out for us. You can get away with a lot in this game, and I think my connections here are pushing the edges a little bit. And I thought that we've made all of the connections. Where have I missed something here? It also doesn't look like it's working particularly well. They all have connections to the roundabout, so they should, in theory, connect to everywhere. I've spotted it. This one right here. We need to go down and then connect into that road. And now the network's complete. And it's not going to look so great, is it? You can see it gets jammed up pretty easy, but we can add more roads, right? We didn't even successfully simulate. So I thought I, did a really great job figuring out, how we should approach the levels now that we've learned about these levels. And apparently it's not that good. It's not that good at all. Okay, 2 extra roads. This sends quite a bit of traffic down there, so we've made that connection. Then over here you can see it wants to send a lot to purple. So I've added this road here, which probably should have been there from the get-go, and this whole thing could have been better designed. So let's simulate it. We're still getting lots of traffic. It's yellow. Lots of yellow ones coming from blue, I think. And at least we passed with 64. And you know what? I feel like a bit of a failure right now, but I hope you're enjoying what we're trying to do here, even if I'm not very good at this game, because I enjoy playing it. And apparently me taking the time to look at some levels and think about it didn't really help my case. I've looked at quite a few levels around the outside here. There was one at the top that looked really interesting. Maybe it's the one in the corner. This was it. Actually, there were a couple that were interesting. So let's do this one next. We're just going to pick the levels at random. So large amount of traffic's going to either side. And yeah, basically it's all equal distribution here, right? Most of the traffic is going to go to these two. Okay, this is no joke. I think a roundabout like that might help us. It's going around this way as well, and to be honest, when I try and think about what's going on here, there's so much to consider. I quickly kind of lose the idea a little bit. We've got blue ones coming out of there, and the reason I've wrapped it around in this direction is to try and create short junctions between the exits. Right now, some of these will be green, so they go the long way around. They go all the way down here, and we're actually going to add a little ramp off like that, bam, down to there. And that's deliberate, we don't want the blue ones going the long distance, right? We want the green ones, and hopefully this is a fairly effective way of doing that. So now what we need to do is give this an on-road onto the roundabout, and again, it's already got this connection here, so it can go directly to reds, and then what we'll do is put it on here, like so, Let's get a good connection, nice. And it's got a relatively short journey to green. Now the smallest amount of traffic is purple, right? So purple goes around the long way somewhere over here to the exit point, which we'll have to think about because I don't want to cross over the entrances and exits too much. And that's my general thinking for why we're laying it out like this. Okay, so that's one connection, and now that I've put that there, I'm not sure if this is actually the best place to put the next one, but we're going to bring it on just over here. It's going to connect in that space. And there go the blue cars. So the blue cars aren't going a horrendously long journey. They're joining the ramp here, going around the top and off at that point. So far so good, it feels like. Now this one needs to connect to all three. It will of course do that as soon as it joins the roundabout. The thing here is that it's not really near the entrances of the green and red. It's this road here that has the close connection. So with the entrance being here, we haven't actually made an off-ramp of here yet because green can't get to red, can it? So the road is unfortunately not giving us a lot of space, but if we imagine this road isn't here, then actually there is some space. We're going to go down and we're going to go around and under like that and connect there. Now, is that a good spot to have the red connection? Not entirely sure. This one has to go exit up there, and you know what? I think it's probably all right. But now when this one connects, it can get to red, it can get to green as well. So we are going to come across. These roads are going to go crisscross, if you like, and then it's going to connect right there. And I was expecting to hear that the network is complete, but it's not apparently. I must have missed something somewhere. That thing still has an arrow. Oh, please tell me that connected. That would really suck if it didn't connect. Aha, we are missing an exit right here. We're going to go off like that, come down, and connect to this road. Now, I'm not good enough to evaluate all of the traffic here, but it might also be smart to have a peel-off road going there so that purple doesn't go all of the way around. But at the same time, I was thinking, this looks bad because we join right before this connection. So, although it's now going to lower our overall score, let's say we were to go up, bring it over to this part and join there. You know, and maybe if I were even smarter, which I'm not apparently, what if we have a connection coming off of here that goes straight across and then goes down and joins the connection to the red road? There we go, like that. So they're using it, which is good. This road is now going to be completely redundant, and it looks like they can kind of go straight over and around to the red. So that probably would have been the better way to have done that connection. And let's just run the thing now, because clearly we got backups. I think there is a lot of blue coming out of green that needs a more direct road. So with a score of 86, what are we going to be doing? Just essentially creating a shortcut across the middle. So they come off of there. Let's drag it like this. Okay, now where are we going to come back down again? We're going to have to go up before we can go down. We're going to go down again. Oh, that was a silly move. Let's hope that somehow that magically works. And it kind of looks like the traffic crosses over each other a little bit. But that definitely made a difference, didn't it? And now we're up to 140. You know what? I don't know if my thinking was even on the right path when it comes to traffic management. I ain't got a clue, but at least I'm trying something, people. At least I'm trying. Now, this next one here was one that I looked at earlier. And if it wasn't for the space that you're given here, I think this one wouldn't have been too difficult to work out, because basically you want to make a strong connection from here to there and back again. So let's do exactly that. Let's drag up here. And again, we're going to try and make nice and smooth roads. And by the way, this app is available on Android and on the iPads, or, you know, iOS, whatever you want to call it as well. And I got it on my iPad, and I was drawing roads with it, and it's so much easier when you're pointing your finger and using that instead of the mouse. It really makes a huge difference. Now, what we've got to do next is, get a connection to both. And that's where things get a little bit tricky. There's not a lot of space up here, but that's the ideal place to do it, because there's not going to be a lot of traffic coming out of here. So you want a peel-off road to come down here and go like that. But now we need a peel-off road from blue to red. So we'll use this gap through the middle to do that. So from blue, we're going to come over here, and we're going to connect with red. Now, red's got to make a connection to both green and blue at this point. So if we go up like so, and across to that road there, that's going in the direction of green. And then, how do we get, you know, like I said, if there were more space here, how do we get them to go around? I think I'm just going to add a cheeky little U-turn somewhere here, you know, just like that. And that's a completed network. Let's see what happens. Yeah, a little bit of traffic just up the top there causing some backups, but otherwise, I'd say that was really decent. Only 187. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm not that good at this game. It's probably one of those ones that's going to take you a long time to learn, you know, how to be really good. So let's check out this one. Right. Having straight roads go between those two seems like a smart idea. Then the distribution isn't so one-sided. I reckon this is going to be quite simple. We're going to use a roundabout again, so this is going to... let's start again, peeps. I wish there was an undo button. Apparently these roads cross over, which is fascinating. So we'll do the same. We'll crisscross. Okay, and then what about the roads on the side? Oh, great. They also do the same thing. Where on earth would a roundabout even go at this point? And... oh, the connections are going to be so shoddy because the roads cross over each other. Let's take that and bring it through the middle here and dip it into that road. So we've made a connection from that side over here. Now this one doesn't have a connection to over there. We're literally just going to do every road individually now. Otherwise I think it's going to be a nightmare. So I'm going to peel you down and oh, that's such a bad... I don't think that even connected properly. Let's try again. Except let's drop it there. There we go. So there's two little exits. That's obviously very inefficient, but those two are connected to one another. So now what about red to blue? Okay, it's this road up here that wants to go to that road there. Ooh, you shouldn't do that. You're at different heights. Ah, that sucks. Right, we're going to go down, underneath. Yeah, this is a terrible road system, I know. I think what I made the mistake of doing was putting the roads close together to begin with. Looks like they're going to need a lot of space. You will then want to go over to red, and again, it's on the opposite side. Everything is going to be really difficult. Okay, it's a roundabout now. I'm going to call it a rubber band design. Is that all right? We're going to go up and over, and then we're going to go like that, and then down, just on that road. The other road's going to be different. We're going to come up. We're going to drop down like that. Very good. Very good. These roads look terrible. I know. They always do on this game for some reason. Let's add a little connection there. That looks like a nice and easy one. This one over here has got a nice and easy one as well. Now that's because of the direction of the roundabout is kind of easy to work with at the moment. You want to keep going, do you? Okay, and now you're just gone. Fair enough. Fair enough. No. It gets a little bit tricky over here because we want a turning to go off from there onto this one. I reckon we can sneakily just put it underneath like that, which is kind of what we'd want to do with this one here, right? So, okay, so we are literally just going to squeeze this in right here. This is where like having the ability to edit the roads would be great, just to push that back a little bit and give you more space. But I guess those two are officially connected to the roundabouts. The next two are going to be tricky because, well, actually maybe not. We'll go up a little bit and then we'll do the turn. And that means that the traffic is going to cross right over each other here, which is probably poor design. This should actually go up straight away. And hopefully it will know that this is the better route to take. Then we'll go down and join over here on this corner. So hopefully they start using that now. That's better because that one right there is rubbish. Excellent. The other cars can just go underneath. Very cool. So we don't want to make the same mistake over here, and that shouldn't be a problem because that has got to have the easiest connections of all of them. Now the network is complete. Let's simulate. Let's see the traffic, and we can probably add a couple of extra roads to alleviate stuff, but it kind of looks really good. I can't believe we got a good score on that, 287. Now, I think the place we can improve is this bit here. Obviously, there's lots of traffic coming out here. Some of it wants to go straight across, which it's got a road for. Some of it, not a lot of it, wants to go to the right. And it seems to be the purple cars that are building up around here. So maybe it would be smart to then come over here and drag a road like that. And look where it's got to go, actually. So we might as well continue this and try and drop it, bam, on top of that. Okay, then I reckon it's probably going to be the same thing over here, right? If you want to go to red, you've got to go there and then go all the way around. So, can we peel off an extra road and find a way across? Actually, I think if we just broke off of this middle road Okay, like that. And I was looking at the wrong place for the exit. The exit is, of course, there. So let's forget about that stupid road that I just made. Oh, no. There isn't really enough room to squeeze another road through here that goes around that way as well. So maybe we will have to stick with this one. So let's come down like... Oh, this is ridiculous now. Okay, now we're going to drop and pray that it connects. Apparently somehow that is a legitimate road. I don't know in what world this would be a legitimate system, but apparently it is. 259, you know. If you get 300, I think it gives you an image to look at, showing you the type of road layout you should use there. We should really try and do that on a level, actually. Let's go in search of one then that has one of those. So here's an old level. Do you remember this one with the figure 8 roundabout? It's got a low efficiency score, but over here it's got a little image that we can unlock. So what I'm going to do is clear this level and actually do it all again. Now, if we look at the arrows, the traffic is kind of equal all around, which I think hints at having a sort of symmetrical layout. So this is the second time we'll be using this sort of interchange. It's called the Cloverleaf, and I explained it in that previous episode how it all works, so we don't need to go over it again. There's a couple of janky looking connections like right here where the cars wobble around, but let's speed that up, and that is a lot of traffic flowing through really easily. I hope that's good enough. 4:15. That's amazing. Wow, we got well over 100, and we unlocked the pick. And it's pretty much the same design, just our roads in the middle are closer together, right? A typical Cloverleaf design in Lansing, Michigan. Well, there you go. We did the right thing on that one, and that's one of our highest scores. Now what we're going to do is just pick another level. Let's go, bam, one at random like this, and see what's going on over here. So, equal distribution of traffic by the looks of it. I mean, we've done loads of them, but this is just screaming roundabout, isn't it? What you are looking at right there is a brand new type of interchange. It's called the Super Duper Compact, and it looks ridiculous, but somehow it works. And it might also disrupt my plans for the next bit. However, I'm changing my mind a little bit now. I want to build a floating roundabout over the top of this road now that we've created like a connection between these three, and then just add the rest of it to that roundabout, right? Saying it out loud sounds like it might not be the best of ideas. If we're coming out of here and we're going down that road, as long as that road connects, that's good. I think the logic checks out. If there is an exit onto this one in this space, then you can exit on that side as well. There's a very big problem in my amazing junction. I think I'm going to have to rebuild this one. Had a theory that perhaps this road connection here wasn't good enough, and it means that this connection couldn't get to that bit. Same could be said of blue, actually. So if there is a problem with it, let's have a peel-off road here. Okay, so there's a problem with that connection. Also, this thing is jammed. It is jammed. What a terrible idea. Who put me in charge? Oh, dear. Okay, so how do we alleviate traffic? Where can we begin? This road right here, you know, if the connection here was a little further along, we could have it go to both purple and blue, but I guess we will settle for blue for now. So a little off-road there to alleviate some traffic. Not sure else where we're going to put these in, but anyway, welcome to my roundabout design. So we've got this T-junction, and then I was thinking there won't be a lot of traffic from these ones, but of course it's all equal. So one giant roundabout would have been the straightforward way, but that's always the straightforward way, right? So I'm not seeing where else we can really alleviate much traffic from. So this road can go across to purple, and there's a little turn off for here for blue, and that takes purple traffic out of that space a little bit quicker as well. The most obvious problem seems to be this bit here. This junction is just terrible, so the less traffic on it, the better. And it seems like stuff's going all the way around down to here, so having a little road peel off of this space, okay, then it's going to go up and up again. It's going to come round. It's going to drop back down again. And, most awful connections you've ever seen. I know. Let's simulate it. I mean, stuff is now going through there at least, but it gets jammed again. People, you are watching the worst road designer ever in history. Let's clear the level. Let's do one giant roundabout. And that's a complete network. Now, the next thing we're going to see is the traffic jam up, even though it's a very large roundabout. It's not going to be good enough, is it? So we've got to choose which traffic we want to alleviate and where we want it going. So I reckon we should focus on the longest distances, right? So what's it? Orange cars coming out of here are going to be a complete nuisance. And this is maybe where actually it being as big as I can make it is probably not a great idea, because we want to peel off a connection there, come round, go back down, go back up again. Okay. And then there's literally an orange car exiting. So now that's got a shorter journey. Let's do that again. And there's hardly anything using it. And it's jammed. Brilliant. What's the next one then? Okay, so from orange to green would be our next challenge. My friends, if you thought we were building anything other than the world's ugliest, jankiest roundabouts, you are mistaken. It's almost working. It's almost working. Oh, why did you have to jam? It was so good. I wonder if we can use this to create some shortcuts. Like, it almost looks like there should be another roundabout here in the middle. Now, that would be a feat of design, wouldn't it? So, if you're going from here to there, can you also shortcut and take us to... If we made a connection there, it could go to green as well. So, let's do that. Now we've got a little connection to green. That one was nice and obvious. Let's follow this one around. So, you go down there. Oh, and you could also take us... We do a little connection like that to that location. Very good. I'm not really sure where else to put any other connections here. So this one peels off, and then we could go underneath there and connect to that one. So it could take us to purple as well. A little connection like that. Let's see how that does. Now there's all sorts of traffic going all over the place. And it kind of works. It kind of works. 279. We went from jam to 279. I reckon 1 or 2 more roads and we can push that score up. That was strange. I just added a connection here and it added a road across there. I was starting to think that there are so many connections that it just allows for so many more cars to sit in the system and drive. Also, we're going to add little shortcuts like that so they don't come onto the main roundabout. And as you can see... Ooh, that's going to be a tricky one. And look at that, a tricky one, and it made a weird road. Here's another little one like that. Bam, they're nice, those little connections. Let's do it again. Kind of looks better. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Jeez, 281. Oh my goodness me. That's been a lot of fun, that has. So my friends, that's going to be it from me for our Freeways adventures today. We only did a few levels, didn't we? They're getting harder, they're getting tougher, and apparently there is another ring of levels beyond this one. Crazy stuff, right? Thank you for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. As always, thank you for the support. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.